purpose is important because it brings inner peace and fulfillment. As important as resources are, and I'm going to mention it, people who fulfill purpose, even when they don't have money, they are not perturbed. Because they draw their peace from their journey. I was reading to them this morning from 2 Corinthians 11, verse 23 to 27. You need to see the perils that Paul went through. Believe me, if these things happen to you, you either become an atheist or you will commit suicide. If wanted, look at Paul's life to show you that peace is not happiness. Joy is not happiness. It's something deeper, and only people of purpose find it. He said, he was talking about himself and other ministers, and he acknowledged that this is not something he does every other day. He said, are they not ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool. Am I not more? He said, in labors, more abundantly. He said, in stripes, above measure. In prisons, more frequent. In death, often. This is one man's life. Yet this guy was full of joy and peace. He said, of the Jews, five times received I 40 stripes, save one. That's 39 strokes. The Jewish people flogged him 39 strokes 5 times. And then he went further. Thrice I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. People gathered to stone him to death. And then he went further. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. You have headache. You say, God, where are you? A night and a day I was in the deep. He fell into the water. No rescue for the whole night and the whole day. He became an aquatic creature. Trying to survive. In journeys, often, journeys, you have not traveled. You don't know what I'm saying. We who travel on business class, in aircraft, when you come back, you are stretching, you say it's not easy. These guys were trekking and traveling on donkeys. And he said he traveled often. If you read about Paul's missionary journey, you will know that people love God. Telling you. He will mention it, don't worry. He went ahead. In perils of water, in perils of robbers, in perils by my own countrymen, in perils by the hidden, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness, in perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren. The guy saw it all. On the journey of purpose. In weariness, in painfulness, in watching, that's intercession, in hunger, in thirst, in fasting, often. You need to know there are times when there's no food, so you just call it fasting. Paul said this one is normal lifestyle. And then in coldness and in nakedness. And I told my people, I said some of these things Paul is listing here, they were all happening at the same time. So there were times when they were flogging him, he was naked, he was cold, he was hungry, and he was in prison. Yet, see the way Paul described this. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. If you don't have peace and joy, you can't talk like Paul. He said, our light affliction. But for a moment. Prison is light affliction. 39 strokes, 5 times, light affliction. Shipwreck, light affliction. When you find purpose, sir, nothing can break you. You'll become like Mount Zion that cannot be moved. There is a peace that surpasses knowledge that purpose furnishes. That's why Jesus speaking in John 4:34, he said, my food is to do the will of him that sent me and to fulfill it. He enjoyed life like food because he was doing the will of the Father. Number 3, I said purpose is the backbone for provision. 1 Thessalonians 5:24, it said, faithful is he who has called you, and he will do it. Some of us, the reason we have terrible lack is not just because the country is hard. It's because we are not fulfilling purpose. Believe me, when you start fulfilling purpose, resources will show up. I know it by experience. Most of you here, even when you are going through difficulty, something has moved you to give to me. Because when you calculate it, you just want to bless me. It's not because you love my face, sir. What I'm doing compels compliance. That's how purpose works. The Bible said Gentiles will come to your light. It said kings will come to the brightness of your rising. One of the surest way of curing lack is to fulfill purpose. When you find your purpose, strangers will build your walls. You will suck the breast of kings. I'm telling you, the reason many people are shouting and crying, they've not entered their purpose. Either they have not discovered it or they are not yet living it. They are still jumping and, doing all kinds of permutations. Genuinely face your purpose and see the way God will back you up. See the way Paul will say it. Philippians 2:13. It's God that worketh in us, both to will and to do. There is empowerment, sir. There is provision because it's fulfilling purpose. On one side is to discover it. On another side is to live it. You'll find many people, they tell you, this person you are seeing here is a prophet. Guess where prophet is? Prophet is among Yahoo people. Swindling money. And then when you talk, you say, Kai, I'm a prophet. I had visions. My mother told me. Where are you, prophet? Yahoo. I told you one of my friends who came to me and said, God told him. He is the Apostle Paul of this generation. Apostle Paul. I shook. Do you know how many apostles are in this generation? And you are the one carrying the mantle of Paul. Apostle Paul is my friend, so I won't talk much. But we are here to see Apostle Paul. It's not enough to isolate it. Live it. This is where purpose actually begins to take shape. The Bible said in Ephesians 2:10, we are his workmanship. We were created in Christ Jesus for good works. 2 Timothy 1:9, he said he has called us with an holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose. So we were called for an assignment. You understand purpose when you find that assignment. You understand purpose when you begin to live that assignment. And I said it doesn't stop there. You are also working in purpose when you have understood the peculiarity of your design. When you find a man of purpose, there is no doubt in understanding about who he is. Because your design, to a large extent, influences your efficacy in carrying out your assignment. This microphone is excellent at this moment because it was designed to do this. Imagine if I wanted to use this microphone for something else. Perhaps to nail something. Every time I hit it, it damages. Because that work is not consistent with the design. So it's not just enough to find your purpose, your intention. It's not just enough to be on the assignment. Have you understood your design? And are you refining your design so that you function at optimum capacity? There are many people who are crude. Meanwhile, as they journey in purpose, different cadres, different levels of the assignment requires different level of transformation. So when you see them, they are bragging. Nobody can intimidate me. Don't intimidate me. I refuse to be intimidated. But he's talking like somebody in the forest. We don't want to intimidate you. But God, this is your design. You kings can't look at it. He said, Gentiles come to your light. Kings don't come to your light. They don't care about your light. Many have light. They come to the intensification, the brightness of your rising. So you must understand your design and refine it. This is the biggest problem of many people. Quite all right, they know that they should be businessmen. They have started the business, but they have not improved since they started. You meet them today, they are the 1999 version of themselves. The world has moved, no refinement. They are still talking the way they were talking in their wilderness.